Welcome back. Forgot to turn the music back on, but we're here. We're back. We're ready to play some Westnoth. Let's see here. We have an opponent. They have a rank of 1428. I have a rank of 1396. Should be a good game. So let me pop us over to this screen, and we'll go for it. A map I don't know anything about. Much better matchup than the first one. Yeah, well, we'll see. That is the hope. Because the first one ended up being a pretty darn good matchup. Okay. This is a map I haven't played before. 8 villages. We can grab this one immediately. We are loyalists. Probably... On this map, it's probably not a terrible idea to have. Well, how much of that is shallow water? Very little. Some of it, sure, but not a whole lot. So I think I'm gonna not grab too much in the way of, like, merfolk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's anyone. And if it's anyone, we probably want a spearman. Go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing here. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would need to be a quick cav. Well, I think I want to cav on the right side anyway, for scouting purposes, so we'll roll the dice on that. No luck. Not quick. But we can get that one if we wanted to. We probably don't. We probably want to just push up instead. So we'll run another cav left side. That goes there, and then another spearman. Ooh, because that's shallow water, that doesn't work. Interesting. So we might actually end up doing that. Okay, cool. But I'm happy with that. Emilcore33, thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Cannoneers. Pushing us ever closer to that 100 follower goal. Got to move my mic back. That's all right. You're welcome to hang out. I only speak English, unfortunately, but you are more than welcome to hang out and chat. How far can I... Is there a way where I can do some scouting and come back for that village? Not really. I can make it to here, and even then I can't go... Yeah, so not really. I can either scout or I can take that village. This is an interesting little far right cutout. I mean, this is the village I want to pressure, and this is the village that I want to defend. I think we scout. Drakes. Interesting. Get my notes rolling here. This is unfortunate that no one was quick. Okay. I think I'd rather try and get this one. Is that true? No, I'd rather go this way because we can get that in 2. Oh, wow, we can't get that one. That village being in shallow water is a much worse read than I thought. One, two. Okay. We're gonna come back. Get a bowman here. How are we doing this? Are we really taking an extra turn off? I think we are. I think we have to do that. Okay, well that's the plan. We can run that next turn, that's fine. Alright, and now we should note what I have for units. So in Spearman, I have Strong Resilient. That's a fighter, okay. I want to grab their units first. Quick Intelligent 37. It's a Clasher. 46, quick and resilient. Skirmisher, 31. Intelligent, resilient. Okay, and they have an Oracle. Augur. Intelligent. Back into planning mode. If we go to here, how far can I retreat? Back to there. Yeah, that's fine. Find a second fighter. 42 resilient quick. Nothing new over there. Yeah, I think more bowmen are going to be good here. I don't want to exceed 8 so that I can potentially do some banking. And then we'll probably, if I go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can. Great. Then we'll go down south. And probably more spearmen after that. Because they are resistant to fire. I think a mage is fire damage and not arcane. Yeah. So not great in this situation here. Okay. I think that looks good. What is the day-night cycle like on the right side of the map? What do you mean by that? Like, is this in cave? And so it would be... Ooh. Can I select it? I can't. Hang on. Because you bring up a good point here. It won't let me. It won't let me. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna end turn there. All right, let's go through some of my units, shall we? So we have a 42 strong resistant spearman. We have 40 strong resilient cavalrymen. And that is a new skirmisher. Sick, quick, resilient. What happened to my music? Interesting. We back? Okay, we're back. Cool. That was fun. I don't know what happened there. Neat. All right, we're gonna take a second here. And I'm gonna note my units. "42 strong resilient. 37 intelligent strong. "40 resilient and strong. I've already noted that one. 42 strong resilient. Okay, we do have an intelligent. Okay, so we have 2 intelligent units. One of them is a bowman. Quick resilient. 36. Resilient strong, 39. And then 34 intelligent strong. Okay, this is pretty easy. Not that far. The tiniest of scouting, revealing a 3rd skirmisher. This one's weaker. And is 1 off from being able to take that village. Cool. pretty happy with that, to be honest. There's not a pressing threat on that side. Honestly, I'd probably keep the archer approximately where they are. Maybe push up a little bit so that they can go either side. And we're going to bank and not recruit at this point. That seems like an actually decent sequence. Before we end turn, though, we should scout. Is that a second auger? There's a second auger. One, two. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 units from our opponents to the 8 units that we have. So we're not winning any sort of banking war, but if they recruit again, we are. Or if there's a unit we don't know about. I'm surprised by the lack of scout units. They are pretty heavy on Saurians, but that's probably what I would do seeing a lawful opponent, is lean into their chaotic units. Now, the interesting thing, I think, let's check their resistances. Yeah, they don't have the same fire resistance, so mages are actually pretty reasonable against the Saurians. So instead of going heavy archers like I would against a lot of drakes, I should probably get some mages before I take an assault next day. And the leader's no longer here, so I can clear that label. Probably dropped back. Fighter heading toward the center, threaten either side. Clasher pulling back. Let's see, if I was them, yeah, I would go Saurians. I think that makes sense. There's a lone fighter somewhere over there. Skirmishers are, of course, skirmishers, and so they have skirmish, which makes it very hard to defend against them. Maybe we pull back from that village, let them have it. Do a little bit of shifting. The fact that the skirmishers can make it all the way to my keep is challenging. This puts me 1 over for banking purposes, but I think that's going to be necessary here. I don't necessarily want to go too far, because I want to threaten this village on the crackback, I think. So keeping some units able to come up this way. So it's going to take me two turns of movement to get there. So probably next turn we start moving up more aggressively. So let's pretend to shift here, I think. Now what about you? Can you get there in 2? You can. Okay. We go to the base of the bridge. Base the bridge, pop back. Okay, they recruited a burner. And the leader's back there now. Okay, so they have over-recruited by 1. Okay, I'm good with this. What's my mage? Strong and intelligent. I'm also able to use my leader, if need be, to do some attacking. If they do push down and take that village, they're a turn late. If they're pretending to be a chaotic faction, they should have attacked at dusk, I think, as player 2. It's not that far behind, but it is behind. This is an interesting play, though. And it's one that's going to work. But I think I can attack back. There's the fighter. If the fighter takes the village, we've got 2 bowmen. It's going to be interesting. Figure out how I do the most damage here. Well, that definitely. It's a heavy push left side. Huh? It's a heavy push left side. There's no close village for me to punish them. Because the nearest village is still 3 turns away. And I think there's a skirmisher somewhere in the fog up here as well, unless they've also shifted over. I'm still going to. Yeah, there's the skirmisher. Yeah, alright, let's do this. It's a little bullshit, gonna be honest. But it worked out in the end. I think I'm going to do that. That's a bad idea. That's not terrible. Is that a blade or a pierce? It's a pierce. This is a bit of a gamble. That might be interesting. This is risky, but I can always cut off if I need to there. Let's try it. Perfect. That is 2 attacks on my leader. Or 1 attack on my leader. I'll go 1 attack on my leader. I feel good about that. Let's see. What did I just kill? I killed a skirmisher and a fighter. So this fighter's got 42 hit points, which means I killed this one. And of skirmishers, that one has 31. That one has 25. So I killed the other one with 31. That's a new clasher. 42, strong and quick. Okay. Yep. And it's a skirmisher, so I can't trap, but I can do damage. And we're turning into day, so they're going to get worse. I expect that mage will probably going to die. But to do so, you've got to put someone in really bad terrain, which is going to be good for me. Personally love the power of mages way too much and always try to defend them at all costs. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think there was a good way for me to use that mage and also keep it alive in that turn. And I can clear labels. Got a new fighter. 40, intelligence strong. I'll probably be recruiting another one. Okay. Misses all around. I mean, it would be rude not to. Quite honestly. Sure. Not gonna hit a single 70%. That tracks. No, it was me that made the mistake of assuming that my units would want to hit their attacks. Okay, we have to do something. There's nothing I can do about that. I can chase him wherever he goes, though, so... Okay, if I go back and recruit, I can't use you as an attacker. I think that's probably okay. It did go very well against the skirmisher. Yes. Absolutely correct. Beautiful. It's going to be very upset if that missed. I gotta keep track of this. We killed a skirmisher, right? 25. No, we killed an augur. Is mage the correct choice here? I think so. It's useful against these two at the very least. That skirmisher, for instance, is going to be a pain to deal with. Although if it just runs away, is that really what I want to be doing with my turn, or do I want to get another horseman? I think I'm going to get another horseman, actually. I also need to note what I have for the horsemen I already have. Strong and intelligent. And this one, 41 resilient and quick. Right, I lost a cavalryman. Did I know that? I did not know that. Okay. If we're given a chance. I don't think we will be given that chance, but... No, we might be given that chance. Depends on how they prioritize. Yeah, okay. That's a fair prioritization. We are now stuck for now. Lots of death happening. The bowman having that actually quite good short sword is really nice. That's going to be annoying. Come on, man. We're talking 8-3. There we go. Okay. I can live with that. %. 30%. Ah, you needed to hit once, because now the odds are exactly the same. Okay, fine. This is not looking great. Yeah, if they manage to get the skirmisher to level up, absolutely that would be a rough situation for me. We'll see if they see it. I have to assume that they do. Yeah, going on the mountain, take the kill. Ah, Jesus. Not recruiting a mage is looking really bad right now. Yeah, and you just fuck off. Yep, yep. All right. I'm gonna make a questionable play here and ignore this shit. Kill the Clasher, kill the second Clasher. Maybe stop him from getting back to his keep. Ah, he's back at his keep. Another Augur. Underground, so it's underground, straight up 0. Doing that kind of a chase really leaves my leader unprotected. And yet we do it anyway. Yikes. I think that gets me way too hurt. I think I would have to do it like this. And, like, it's ballsy. But just standing here doing nothing doesn't really help me. Yeah, okay. All right, let's take stock again of what we know they have. 42 intelligent resilient. On an ambusher. They have 2 augers. One has 21 hit points, and one has 26 quick resilient. I killed their burner. They do still have 1 skirmisher in the fog there. 1 fighter. Yeah, now we just hope they can't kill our leader. Exactly. They have 1 clasher. 41 hit points. Intelligent quick. And that's it. If we manage to survive, we're technically, I think we're ahead at this point. And I'll just take stock of what we have. 2 spearmen, 42 and 37. A cavalryman at 40. 3 bowmen. 1 has 36 hit points. 1 has 34. The other has 36. Quick and resilient. No mage, and we have a heavy infantryman. Do we have a horseman still? No, our horseman died. .37, strong and quick. All right, let's see the damage. Okay, they ran away instead of trying to go for a leader kill. That's quite good. Eight experience. We can't get up there to prep a kill, unfortunately. We need 12 experience for that. Killing a level 2 would be enough. So maybe we do that and hope. Oh, they're gonna take that village instead. Okay. I'll be honest, I didn't see that coming. You're being annoying. I'm going to take some of your villages, though. So we need to hit 6 attacks. We're going to have 9 with a 40% chance to hit. That's only 10%. It's only 10% chance that happens. Not a whole lot we can do here. We'll try this to start. If we get lucky, that lets us set up for a kill. If we don't get lucky, we just keep retreating. We didn't really get lucky there. We still need to hit 5 out of 6. Flip that, put you there and you there. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with a spearman there. Is that a new skirmisher? I can't remember. That is a new skirmisher. That's fucking bold. I mean, yeah, it's going to turn into night, so maybe that's fine, but that still feels real bold to me. Screw you. I'm not taking that fight. Is a spearman what I want? I think for nighttime it is. Do you have any more skirmishes? You have one. So if I do this... and then come down and finish... I think I can zone of control this in a way that my leader doesn't get exposed. But it's going to be really tough. We're gonna go for it. This is not going great here. $14. I think we go for this. I was really hoping to miss that, actually. That's awkward. Yeah, just hit 3 out of 3, 40%. And that might actually cost me because I can't level this unit as a result. We're gonna stay put because I can't let damage go to my leader. Yeah. Pushing with the leader here is a bad idea, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, if we expose ourselves, we get to kill the augur. It's not very exposed because that is deep water. Let's start over here and see what happens. We can hit once. No, okay. You say if we can hit once, then suddenly it makes more sense to do the other way. With you right there, though, because you can actually go there. I think we don't. I think we do this instead. Yeah, because if that had happened to our leader would be on 29. That just does not sound like a great time for me. Now the problem is he's got a bunch of banked gold, so as soon as his leader gets back to his keep, we're in trouble. Right now, he's limited by spaces to recruit, so he can only get 2 this turn, but there's going to be a flood of units coming our way. Yeah, more units coming in. We can't deal with the ones that are already here. Exactly. Daytime does offer some reprieve. I think we have to hit every shot for that to work. Although we could... not quite, though. Okay, alright, that might work. We go there, then here. Bowman. Then here. Ah! When 70% is not actually 70%. Yep, and you just get to run away. Alright, there's a glider. We're very behind. Well, we're behind. I'm not sure I'd say we're very behind, but we are behind. I don't think that works. I don't understand why you get so close. I can do a lot of damage. Might as well try a burner, huh? Almost got lucky. I'm going to use a cav to start chasing down. Is that what I want to do? Could use a cav to start chasing down the skirmishers, who are causing problems for me on the right side of the map. Use a fencer for the same thing. It's a little slower. Or I could wait, hold my gold, and get a horseman or a mage. Or I can keep going archers and spearmen. I think this turn in particular, we're gonna go cav to try and start chasing some of these annoying people down, recover my villages, etc. Only down 1 hit point, but we might as well heal that up. Alright, well, I've pushed him off momentum and split his forces a little bit. Because he was forced to deal with the shenanigans I was doing in response to the shenanigans he was doing. Sure. This is a little risky. But it's interesting, right? How close do I need to be? If I get there, I got 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be fine. Can't really be punished for doing that. I think more bowmen. We're going to lose 4 gold of income. Drops us to 16, puts us to 20 next turn. At some point during the night, I'll want to recruit a horseman to take out the burner. But we don't have to do that immediately. Alright, I'm gonna run to the restroom and run an ad break. I will be right back. Alright, let's see the damage. Motherfucker. Fucking what? I'm upset. All right, you asshole. I guess we just don't get to hit. Yeah, it is. All right, bud. 21 and 27. 48. I want to make you nervous. If literally nothing else. Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. I have tilted. Da 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 da. That was such a bad decision. Yeah, now you level up that. Yeah. Can you stop me from attacking? Yeah, you can. Okay. Okay. It's a high level game. This one no longer exists. I'm gonna go for one more. Oh. I'm tempted to blame that on luck, but that's not fair. Certainly I made mistakes. I don't think Archers was wrong. They ended up doing a lot of good work for not a lot of gold. I think I didn't counter the skirmishers well. And they were able to chew through my lines. But they're really hard to counter. Mages is the hard counter, but that only works during the day, and they were always the aggressor. Our opponent had the initiative sort of the entire game. We could have countered with our own fencers. but I don't think that that actually helps us. That would have been nice to sort of get through the lines and eat out the augurs, but I didn't feel like the augurs were really a problem. I needed to be able to make the skirmishers attack my spearmen. It's a less profitable attack on their side. Or better control the terrain, maybe. I didn't take nearly as long looking at positioning, so I probably made several mistakes in that. And then there were just key moments where I did get quite unlucky. Like, I'm not going to blame luck for the whole game, but it certainly didn't help. I think that game was winnable. I wonder... I putzed around on the right side chasing that skirmisher a lot. Maybe I should have sent a cavalryman earlier to deal with that? Or a fencer? Maybe a fencer would have been better. Or a pair of fencers instead of a pair of spearmen. Pull the spearmen back over left side where they're needed. And use fencers to A, recapture the village that they captured, and then B, do the same thing to them, where I take their triangle villages. That was also my first time playing on that map, so getting used to how that map plays was a part of that for sure. We might also just not get another game. It's getting pretty late in the day at this point. Would have been a weird timing to get those spearmen to their side and recruit fencers. Yeah. Well, I wonder if that was actually an early game problem. Instead of getting the 3 spearmen, like I was a little clumsy with my early game village capture. I think maybe one of the spearmen that I recruited should have been a fencer, just for movement. And then I would have already had a fencer on that side. And maybe none of that would have happened. Or something very different would have happened. So that's at least one thing that I could have done better. Was my early game was not quite on point. I'm not sure I'm feeling grinding out another game after getting tilted like that. I think that might not be the smartest of decisions. Let's spectate this game. See what we can learn from what's going on over here, and then I'll probably call it when it gets back to live. This is another map that I don't think I've... Oh no, I have played on this map. Okay. So Drakes versus Northerners. So Diggy's on Northerners, and Daniel is on Drakes. That skirmisher is a little bit of an aggressive push. But because it's a skirmisher, it can just fall back. Zone of control block with the glider. Drake's attempting to push middle while Northerners attempt to push north, which thematically makes sense. I think they might be a turn late on getting out there, maybe? Maybe not, though. Well, because next turn's going to be... They aren't able to threaten that village at first watch. Sacrificial Naga. Well, I think grunt spam tends to be correct for Northerners, I think. Because they're just so cheap and they have so many hit points. And if they end up hitting their attacks, they can really quickly turn the tide of a battle. And actually, against Drakes in particular, just because your chance to hit is always very high against Drakes, they become, I think, even better because of that. I am surprised to not see a single archer, though. I probably would have gone with some archers. Yeah, I would have gone with some Orcish archers at this point. But they are able to take a chunk of villages at this point. And that Wolf Rider's threatening the healing Drake. Yeah, there's some questioning of the timing there, which is a good point. So Drakes are up villages, or not Drakes, sorry, Northerners are up villages right now, but they've got a couple of units that are not in good positions. I was wondering if the assassin could get through there, and it looks like it could. Spearman is an interesting recruit against Drakes, I think. Because they're cheap, no upkeep, but they have that piercing attack that you want against Drakes. I like the sort of general strategy of a troll to hold this south side. The terrain favors them, and they are just good at having the recovery for that. Ooh, unlucky there. The marksman not firing off on the fighter there. Diggy seems to like assassins against Drakes, which is an interesting strategy. I feel like poison is not as useful against them just because they have so many hit points, so it represents a smaller fraction of their total health. And they can sort of absorb a couple of turns of being poisoned and still being in a fight, and then they have the movement to be able to run away and get out of there. So I'm not sure I would go as deep, because this is Diggy's third assassin, and 2 more grunts, not a single archer. I don't feel as comfortable critiquing Drakes, because they continue to confound me. I do like the Spearmen, though. I think the Spearmen are going to be a good choice here. In the grunt he trusts, exactly. Maybe a little too much. Yeah, let's check ELO. I can do that. I know Daniel is pretty good. Daniel's 2200. Diggy is 1960. So Diggy is the underdog in this situation. And I think their recruitment strategy is just a little lacking here. And at this point, having seen Daniel get 2 successful levels, I don't know if that's I think this favors Daniel pretty heavily right now. Now, I suppose assassins, the one thing that they are good at is dealing with Saurians. Because that marksman means that the terrain advantage that Saurians generally get to wield as their defensive ability is not as useful. And poison represents a large fraction of their total hit point pool. So that could be what Diggy is thinking. But they really ought to be grabbing some archers, I think. We got 4 levels up from the Drakes. This game does not feel very balanced. Yeah, so many levels up. And also, Daniel's able to utilize the leadership ability of the Drake Burner and still be able to recruit every single turn. I don't know that I would push center like Diggy has done for exactly that reason. Yep, Skirmisher to grab some villages. Gliders also grabbing villages. I think the writing's on the wall at this point. Okay, some lucky hits is gonna take that out. Which is certainly nice, but he didn't see the skirmisher until way too late. And now it's just his villages are going to be completely controlled by Daniel. On a 5th level up. Like, come on. Surely this game is over. It's an interesting... Like, you know you've been seen. So it's an interesting place to go. Now, trolls can survive a long time because of regenerate. Especially on a mushroom grove. I think that's reasonable terrain for them, right? Yeah, 50%. That was a worthless attack. I wouldn't have done that because it just gives a free experience point to the troll whelp, and you're never actually going to deal damage more than they can heal on the village in that situation. So it's just not worth even attacking. If you want the zone of control, great, stand there. But the attack is not worth it. Still down 2 villages. I'm not sure what you're doing with the spearmen here. Taking good terrain here. It's an ambusher, a skirmisher. Honestly, he can just not care and go take that village. How are my games today? The first game, well, we lost both games, so that was not great. But the first game was a good learning experience, and the second game was just sort of, I got tilted out at the end. I made some mistakes, but then we also had some really bad RNG at some very key moments. And I ended up tilting and losing that game. So we stepped back. We're not playing another game, and we're just spectating instead. I think we're just spectating the cleanup of this game. I think this is solidly Daniel's game to lose at this point. Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, Daniel is paying a lot in upkeep for all of his level 2s, but on the other hand, Daniel has 5 level 2s. So, that does not bode well. I think I really underestimated the Saurian units before. He does... Well... Let's see, he's got 11 villages. I think he has more units than that. This is the wrong guy, but... Like, he's certainly... His income is not negative, but Diggy does have a better income. I think. At the end of the day, I don't think it matters, but I think that's how it's going to shake out. This is a nice sort of, I'm going to block you, take good terrain, but not actually engage you sort of deal. The problem is it commits this unit to just standing here, which is not great. Excuse me. Trying to make an attack on an augur. I mean, that might make the most sense. Yeah. Yep. There's just nothing they can do at this point. Do grunts make sense against Saurians? I don't know that they do. Alright, I mean, he's got plus 15. He's over his village cap, but he's still gaining more than our friends with the Northerners are, so I guess you're right, he does have that villages to support it. Excuse me again. And it's really a moot point because, like, again, just so many level ups. I do think that Saurians are some of the units that don't get as drastically better on a level up as some of the other ones do. They're still relatively easy to kill. Their evasion doesn't go up, and their hit points don't go up all that much. So, like, they go from 22 to 28 hit points, which is still very killable. Their attacks get better, but is that enough, you know? Well, the augurs go from +4 to +8 if they choose that path of upgrade. Otherwise, they stay at +4. It depends on which tree they take. The skirmishers to ambushers do not get an extra movement. Do they get it? Maybe they do get an extra movement point. Okay, so they do get one extra movement point, which is nice. And in this matchup, I think that it does make a difference. But against Loyalists, I think they're just still relatively easy to kill. A charged horseman, a mage in the day, it's sort of about the same. I think the ambusher is a little bit... Like, the ambusher does go up to 41 hit points, 42 hit points, depending on resilient or not. So that is a sizable increase. No, the ambusher does not have ambush. Yeah. The ambusher has skirmish. Alright, Diggy has resigned. Which I think is respectable at this point. Alright, I've been going for a while at this point, so I think I'm gonna call it. This is a good day of Westnoth, even though the results were not what I would have hoped. Still had fun. Still learned some things. And we'll be back next weekend for some more of the same, because I'm still liking it. Sometime later this fall, Battle for Westnoth version 16 will come out, and there will be a bunch of changes to campaigns and to some of the mainline factions and things like that. And we'll probably take a break from ladder at that point to go explore some of the campaign content, but that's several months off at this point. So yeah, thank you all for joining me. As usual, I'll run ads on the way out. I don't think there's anyone currently playing Battle for Westnoth for me to raid on Twitch, but I will check that. Oh, there is, in fact, a new streamer, or at least a new Westnoth streamer, because it's a name that I don't recognize, and I recognize a lot of them. Ezeroth, my friend. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're a little late. I started 5 hours ago. Did one stream, had some lunch. This is the end of the second stream. It has been a while. I keep not having midweek streams, and I think that's probably more what you're able to catch from what I've seen of you in chat. So maybe this week I'll actually have a midweek stream in the evening my time, and you'll be able to catch that. I'm gonna send a raid off to Bay8, who it looks like is trying out Battle for Westnoth on stream for the first time. So let's send some good vibes out there. They're doing Heir to the Throne on the hardest difficulty. So if you like Battle for Westnoth, it's a great way to keep it rolling. Let's see if that works. That doesn't work. How does this work? I know what to stream. Streamer good stream. Do stream. Alright, so ads on the way out. Stick through the ads for the raid, and it'll be a good time. Take care, everybody.